And you mind moving over here so I don't have to go exercise my neck back and forth?
Are you going to see that other guy, the
We're online,
Hasidic
by
guy
the way.
from your square? I think on missions.
Sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't.
Because he asked me for fresh bake, and I made fresh bake towel, and I bought it for him. I stuffed it around all day.
Moshe.
You!
What do you mean, are you? This is Moshe.
Oh, I was trumping.
Ah, good back, Kate. We just spoke about you.
What?
I
I was trumping the other day
said
in
you
Malaya
wanted
Dumim.
Look who's here. Look who's here. You just asked about him.
No, it's for him. I
I
know
know.
Svi, but he asked me for the challah that
Oh.
I made, so
I
you
missed-
went to I made it.
I missed the bus
So I wrote it
in
for him.
Malaya
If you
Dumim.
cut it,
And
one
I had my finger out, and the car pulls by. I hear, Ben! It's Moshe.
Okay, let's go. We're in Parshat Mikeitz.
I'm gonna move back to. It's okay.
Fine.
Great. Good.
Okay.
Today we are starting on page 286. No, sorry, actually. Achashachiyuni. We did 284 yesterday. Okay, page 285. Actually, I want to start on 286, but yeah, let's start on 286 because it's a longer piece and I haven't learned it. 286. Es gibt Geschichten nach dem Weihnachtstag. 285 is on Channukah. Everything's going to be on Channukah this week's Passion. Okay, Sipurim, Chalamot, Dimyon. Stories, dreams, and imagination. Vayomer Paro el Yosef, Chalom chalamti yefoter en oto. Paro said to Yosef, I've dreamt a dream. Nobody's interpreting it for me properly. Rashi says that there were interpretations, but he didn't like any of the interpretations that his stargazers gave him. And I've heard about you that you know how to interpret, that you can listen to a dream and you know how to interpret it. Reb Nachman says something amazing. יוסף הצדיק הוא הדוגמה המושלמת לקדושה של יהודי. Yeshivat Simchat is the example of a Yid who's like, complete in his holiness. Kol inyanohu chalamot. Yeshivat Simchat kol inyanohu chalamot. Yeshivat Simchat is all about dreams, right? The whole story with Joseph begins with dreams. Last week's parsha, right? Now, then at the end of the parsha last week is the Sarah Mashkim, the Sarah Oifim, and they dream, right? The baker and the winemaker. Now Paro is dreaming. Hu yatsa mibeit hasoar mipnei shepatar et chalamot Sarah Mashkim v'Sarah Oifim. He got out of jail because he interpreted the dreams of the winemaker and the baker. Hu nesa mishneh lemelech mipnei shepatar et chalam Paro, and he became the viceroy. The viceroy. This Roy means king. Vice means like vice president. Verstehst? Viceroy, yeah.
Which language?
English.
Yeah.
The rest is Yiddish.
Certain words, I don't know. Certain words,
I
I
think
was only
vice
Check
Okay.
this out.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes, Vice.
I have to show you this picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So he became the viceroy because he interpreted Paro's dream. Yosef HaTzadik הגיע למדרגה הגבוהה ביותר ביחס לחלומות. He got to the highest level in relation to
Self-system. In the senses.
He got to the highest level and in relation to dreams. So where do you get the ability to interpret dreams? Reb Nachman says, when our thoughts are only holy thoughts, in other words, we don't think the stupidities that usually come into our mind, but just if you train yourself to have only holy thoughts, so then our words become so pure until we're able to, so pure that we're able to interpret true interpretations, to give true interpretations to dreams. מחשבות של יוסף הצדיק היו כל כך קדושות עד שהוא היה יכול לקחת את חלום פרעה. Yosef Tzadik's thoughts were so holy to the point that he was able to take Paro's dream ולהכיל באמצעותו את העולם כולו. And in that and by means of that, he was able to feed the whole world during that famine. במילים אחרות, in other words, ליוסף הצדיק היה הכוח להגשים חלום. He had the ability, Yosef HaTzadik had the ability to manifest the dream. Right, להגשים, from the word gashmius, to make it like real, to make it real. להגשים, manifest. Right? In other words, not only did he give an interpretation to the dream, but it became reality. The Gemara says that the end of Masechtas Brachos, Stim Gedenkste, that they talks there about dream interpretation, right? And it's possible for two dream interpreters to give two opposite interpretations of the same dream, and either one of those could actually come true, right? It depends partly on the relationship of the dreamer with the one who's giving the interpretation, but the giving an interpretation to something can make it manifest, can make it become real. So in general, that's why we have to be careful how we talk and whether it's about somebody else or whether it's about ourselves, because by speaking about something in a certain way, or the way you speak about something, gives it a certain power, and it can make it manifest, right? Like, for example, during the what everybody was calling the Intifada, the first one, the Babich Rebbe said, "Don't use that word."
Mhm.
He said, "Don't use that word." Somebody's by the door, please.
They say that. They say like it creates malachim, like
It-
and I'm always
it-
like saying kashambli and hara, and people think I'm really crazy, by the way. And I'm like, don't say that.
Not
But it's
because of
really
that.
important.
Not,
No, because
not
they
because
say
of that.
no, because they say this. They say that
I know,
if you
I know.
talk like this, so it gives them malachim like
It gives power.
to say something like you're saying something like people say stupid things about
Mach du
themselves.
Platz für jeden.
So blah blah blah.
Give him a give him a bank.
Okay, it gives it power. Yeah. Does it say why? Or?
Die Kopf noch hinter dem Tisch.
You don't look the same here like we do on
I saw this.
What?
Yeah.
you look like that.
Oh, you're kicking him under the table.
You know the story. This Bacher, the Shadchan was coming to meet him, and he wanted to make this shidduch. So he knew that the Shadchan is going to verhear him. So he put some money in. The Shadchan's going to sit down, but at the other side of the table is going to say, "No, we learns to be halsted." So he's going to say that in Chaltu Dafnin. So he put in some money there in Dafnin. The Shadchan sitzt sich weg and he figures, okay, Dafnin lernt jetzt. Efter weiß dass es noch nicht so geht, aber darf man Hai darf geht kennen. Macht auf zu darf man Hai. And the Bucher gibt ihm einen Kopf hinter den Tisch und sagt, darf nehmen. Macht auf zu darf nehmen. Und ich finde schon dort das Geld. Dort kommt sie rein, die Tate von der Meidl. Fragt er, Niveau suchst du? Suchst du, lernen ist so, aber ein Kopf hat gegeben. Okay, that's, yeah. Okay. No translation now. They can translate for you later.
It's much.
Can't really translate.
Because
Yeah.
haircut, whatever.
I figured.
Okay. So
We'll take
Yosef, we're on page 286 of Mechol.
Were you waiting for just for me to get here before you started?
No,
No,
we started.
continue.
We didn't want to feed your ego,
Yeah.
but we love you anyway. So,
What do you mean you love me anyway?
even if you came late today.
283?
86. Okay? So, he says, "Hachalamot shelanu," in the middle of the page. "Hachalamot shelanu mafiim dafke balayla." Our dreams appear to us dafke at night. When I went to school, I had them during the day also.
I have them all the time.
My teacher would give me a patch. And say, finster for the Augen. Aber ich kann nicht mehr.
It
Was
sounds
ist
better,
entstehend?
it sounds better in Yiddish.
So, why? Because at night is dark, and we don't see anything clearly. So in the darkness, the door of imagination is opened and starts working. And from the imagination comes the dreams. So Nachman says something amazing. הדמיון הכי חזק שאדם זקוק לו הוא האמונה שהשם ברא שמיים וארץ. The most important imagination.
Why is it in the mule?
The most important imagination that a person, and the strongest imagination that a person needs, is the faith that Hashem created heaven and earth. It gets verstehen. In order to believe that, that Hashem created heaven and earth. צריכים את הדמיון הקדוש והחי ביותר. You need the holiest imagination, the most alive imagination. לא רק, רבי נחמן אומר שכל הנביאים והצדיקים הקדושים, Reb Nachman says all the prophets and the holy tzaddikim, היה להם דמיון חי שכזה, they had that kind of live imagination. בתוך הדמיון הזה שלהם, and with this imagination of theirs, הם ידעו בידיעה ברורה שהשם הוא אחד, they had clear knowledge that Hashem is one. Okay. Why do you need imagination for faith? Because faith, there was so good. So somebody tells you Hashem created heaven and earth.
Because it's so clear. Imagination is something where you could maybe yes and maybe no. If it's something so clear, it's not imagination. It's real.
No. First of all, there's Dimyanot Shav, right? Now, what is the meaning? Dimyanot Shav means false imagination, but more accurately, Dimyanot Shav means wasted imagination. Just like Shvua Shav is just like Shvua Shav is a wasted oath. You're using Hashem's name for no reason, right? Dimyanot Shav means that it's an imagination. You're imagining something, but nothing comes from it. It was a waste. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let's say somebody says that they believe that Hashem created the world. Okay? Good. Very nice. And what if it doesn't make any change in their life? A lot of people that say, yeah, God created the world, right? No, Mazel Tov, right? Doesn't change them, doesn't change anything, and so on, right? But in order that believing that the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world and that it should make a difference in your day-to-day life, right? You need strong imagination. In other words, you see, imagination is a very powerful thing. It, like you said, there could be good, there could be bad, okay? But in the extreme, for example, right? Somebody could imagine that you try to do something bad to them, right? And for the rest of their lives, they're going to freak out every time they see you.
Makes sense.
Huh?
For human,
You're talking about
sense.
humans.
Between human itself,
No,
makes sense.
but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that imagination, the stronger that imagination is, the more it affects your behavior. Okay? There's a country in Egveld, right, where the people stand on their head. Okay? Now, let's say I told you the truth. Something's going to be different in your life now? No. Right? Okay? If I tell you there's a country where the people are like really kind and generous and people love each other tremendously and so on, it's going to change your life? No. But if you're going to sit and think about what is it like there, okay, and you're going to imagine what life is like over there, you might get up and hijack a plane and go. Okay, you'll buy a ticket. Okay, right? You've been to Oman.
Yeah.
Why? Because somebody else went.
Because I want to.
Why did you want to go? Because you imagined.
I had an influence.
You heard about it, right? And you imagined what it's like.
Sure.
Right? Okay. So you need good, strong imagination in believing that the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world, that it should be like a live piece of information, right? It should be live to you. So do Abba Shefer, period, So like, the Kotzker, when he was a little kid, somebody came up to him and said, I'll give you a silver coin if you can show me where God is. And he said, I'll give you 2 if you can show me where he's not. Okay? Understand? So in other words, it was so clear to him that there's a Rebbeinu Shalom. That was that. Understand? You heard somebody say to the Kotzker when he was a kid, oh, take out another book. Ben. Oh, you see what he had there? Good. Hi, Yocheved. Welcome. Freilich on Channukah. He said, I'll give you a coin if you tell me where God is. And he answered back, I'll give you 2 if you can show me where he's not. Right? Because it was clear to him. Everything that he saw, everything that he looked, everything, it was clear to him. There's a Rebbeinu Shalom. Now, for that to be clear to you, it's not just a matter of faith. You have to have a strong dimion. You have to have a strong imagination. You have to it says in Chassidus, right? Hashem, your words of creation are forever being spoken. This very instant, Hashem is saying Gehi Or. This very instant, Hashem is saying that the world, that there should be vegetation and greens and solids and liquids and this and that and so on. Right? This very instant, God's words are being manifested into reality. If Hashem would stop saying that for one instant, we would disappear like garnished, and you wouldn't even be any dust to clean up.
So creation is an
ongoing thing, but do you see that? Do you see that that's exactly what's happening right now? Understand? So it's yeah, I believe it, but like mamish, like every second, right? For every breath, praise God, right? This is like, to think and to feel like every time you're breathing in, Hashem is breathing life into you. Right? Hashem is not just that that I got lungs and that's the way my body works and this and that. But every time that you're inhaling, Hashem is breathing life energy into you. Right?
Every time
that you breathe, every time that you inhale.
Right.
Okay?
But why did you use the word dimyon?
So that it takes strong imagination for that belief to be like alive.
I've heard that dimyon.
Still considered an imagination, even when it's not, even when it's belief, it's still considered.
But it's the imagination that makes the belief alive. Okay? Understand? Dimyon is shav means that you're imagining stuff with a garnish welt. Right?
It's funny. I'm thinking like, this sound crazy, but like in Fiddler on the Roof, they went into all these like imaginary scenarios with their singing, and like a lot of them, it must be an old thought. This is not something new.
What we're learning now?
Put it into Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah. So the author thought about this.
Or he learned it one day maybe he learned in yeshiva, and then he became a screenplay.
And then he put it into the screenplay, and it must be like an Alter Shtetl.
Look, it's but no, it's not an Alter Shtetl thing. No.
It's
another thing that nobody talks about.
No. Excuse me.
No, sorry, exactly. Maybe it wasn't Hasidic yeshivas.
No. This is not new.
He didn't learn it either.
If you
see,
he didn't go to school.
And he went to Hasidic. Yes, he did, and he went to Hasidic yeshiva. Sometimes I check in with somebody. No, but I check in with somebody, and
okay,
a lot
let's
of says they don't.
Imagination.
No, because
means
it's
something fanciful.
Right.
To
me,
me,
it's a negative.
The word imagination means something fanciful.
Right.
I imagine that I'm the Gadol Ador. I imagine that
If you would have a good, strong imagination, maybe you would have become. That's the point. You understand?
After all, you see that there is such thing that the
depends on this is what Reb Shlomo is saying in Reb Nachman's name. It depends on if you have exclusively holy thoughts. So then your imagination is going to be extremely powerful to manifest very positive things. Let's go on.
It's like a thought training.
Second last paragraph on 286. Right? In other words, if you have like mamish holy thoughts, then your imagination is like for example, Damshin of Rebbe, when the Torah is being read, every time Hashem's name is mentioned, he literally trembles. Like the literal meaning of Chored Lidvar Hashem. He hears God's name being said when the Torah is being read, his body begins to tremble. Okay.
And I want to say something. I'm learning with Yehuda Skoshensky. She has a little group, and what I'm learning in there. That's what it is. It doesn't really matter what I'm learning, but the material that she's presenting and the ideas from Torah and from Halakha gives me personally a totally new way of looking at what I'm doing.
Of course.
And I didn't learn this anywhere else, and I didn't pick it up anywhere else. But
it's not just that, Yocheved. It's also you've been learning for a number of years.
But this imagination.
Yeah. But I'm saying is you've been learning for a number of years. You understand? So it's like, what do you call it? We read the same parsha every year, right? Year after year we're reading, but every year you're seeing more and you're beginning to realize more. You understand? You've grown. You understand? And so something that maybe 5 years ago, what we're learning right now, maybe 5 years ago you would say, nonsense. Right?
Yeah, or I don't understand it.
Either I don't understand, or if you were one of those scientific, type of people, you would who's not open to anything that you don't get, right? You would say, what kind of nonsense is this, right? I remember once the first time I heard of Davidino of Shalom speaking, and then he led him, then he was leading in meditation, and it was on the 4 letters of Hashem's name, right? And then at one point, when I'm following his meditation, okay, even though I didn't have experience yet with it, and then he says, okay, now be the Vav. And I totally lost it. I said, this doesn't make any sense, right? But if somebody tells me today, be the Vav, I have a sense of what that means, and I can go with it.
Could you go with your imagination of what the Vav is? Is that right?
It's you. That's right. You understand? You went to school, and your teacher told you. You see, when you do this with a pencil and paper, this is a Vav, right? And that's all it was. But you know what a Vav is? There's a whole sefer on the Aleph base. There's Sforim just on the Aleph base alone. Baal Shem Tov interprets each letter on 9 different levels.
Sefer Yetzirah.
Sefer Yetzirah is about that the whole world is everything that's in existence. That's what I quoted before. Everything that you see, that you're touching, that you're breathing, that you're eating, it's all the letters of Hashem's divine speech manifesting into these things that you are living in and with. Okay, let's go back to it. So he says, Yosef HaTzadik shahayu lo machshavot ha'kedoshot biyoter. Yosef, who had the righteous Yosef, who had the holiest of thoughts, yada gam hu shashem echad. He mamish knew that God is one. Somebody who has this power of imagination, he merits not only to dream dreams, he can also interpret and lift up dreams of other people. When the soul dreams, it dreams stories. There's two kinds of stories, says Reb Nachman. There are stories which put you to sleep. We just finished page 286. And there are stories that mamish wake you up. Right?
So stories that put you to sleep are Dinyanim Shalim?
No. We'll see. Ma'u Avdel, page 287. Ma'u Avdel ben Achalamot HaSipurim shel Anashim Kitoshim le'ele shel Anashim she'enam Kitoshim. What's the difference between the dreams and the stories of holy people as compared to those of people who are not holy? החלומות הסיפורים של אנשים שאינם קדושים גורמים להם להירתם עוד יותר. The dreams and the stories of people who aren't holy cause them to go to sleep even more. הם ישנים, they're sleeping, חולמים סיפורים, they're dreaming stories. והסיפורים הללו גורמים להם לתרדמה יותר עמוקה, and these stories that they're dreaming cause them to go into even a deeper sleep. אבל הצדיק הוא חולם סיפורים שמעוררים אותו. The tzaddik dreams stories that wake him up. ולמעלה מזה, and even higher, הצדיק חולם את הסיפור שיעורר את העולם כולו. The tzaddik dreams that could wake up the whole world. Right? You understand?
Yeah.
The people who aren't holy, so they dream, they wake up to eat a little bit so they can go back to sleep, so they can dream some more. They just keep on sleeping. Now it's just like, so if you're not so good about dreaming by yourself, so you go see a movie on somebody else's dream, right? That's what it is. What's a movie? Somebody else's dream, right? But what's like a really good movie, for example? Something that inspires you to do something, right? Something that wakes you up.
It could also be a dream, not a good dream.
Yeah, but it's a good dream. That's what he's saying. In other words, the dreams of the holy people, they wake you up. A good story from a tzaddik, what does it do? It wakes you up. It inspires you. You go and you do something positive with it, right? But if it's just like, like another bedtime story, another bedtime story, another bedtime movie, so on, you just keep on going to sleep. And you sleep more and more.
And that's the reason why if one reads pocketbook fiction before one goes to sleep, one falls asleep.
Wow.
When I come to this class, even though I close my eyes, I can hear what's going on. I don't fall asleep. I know. Finish flipping there.
Right.
Well, that's the reason.
And the shum is
So in the world of addiction, what they say, Carnes, is that when people do all this stuff and they get deep in their imagination, they're like in a stroke. Like their whole brain, and even like biologically, they destroy the frontal lobe. There's a whole process, but they're like in a coma. So this is exactly what he says. Exactly how this goes, and just gets deeper and deeper until the coma is so strong that it's
right. This comes from addiction to shopping centers also.
Yes.
Okay.
It could be money.
It could be anything.
Sex,
It could be anything.
It could be drinking. It
could be anything. And
anything that's too much or anything too little.
It could be addiction to going shopping all the time.
Money.
You understand? There are people like,
Money. I wrote an article.
Possessions and so on.
It was in Medina. Yeah.
So he says, "Hachalom nolad mitoch hamekamot hachi sodiyim v'amukim b'nefesh." Dreams are born from the deepest, secretive places in your psyche.
Yeah, that's exactly.
אפילו החלומות של היצור השפל ביותר, even the dreams of the lowest creations, מלאים בסודות ובתעלומות עצומים, are full of very strong, very secrets that are like really lying there quite buried, quite hidden. היחיד שבאמת מחובר לזה, the only one who's really connected to those secrets, הוא הצדיק, is the tzaddik, שיש לו דמיון קדוש, because he has holy imagination, שמגשר בין המעמקים שלו, that bridges between his depths, לתודעה הגלויה שלו, to his revealed consciousness. לכן רבי נחמן אומר, so that's why Reb Nachman says, שכשאדם הולך לישון, that when a person goes to sleep, הוא צריך לבקש שהמחשבות שלו יהיו טהורות וזכות. You have to pray that your thoughts should be pure and clean. Okay. And so that שהדמיון שלו יהיה כלי ראוי לחלומותיו, so that his imagination should be Yankale, Shalom Aleichem, my Channukah present. Come here. I'm saying he's my Channukah present.
So that is imagination.
The Rosh Yeshiva is do.
Your beard's still longer.
Huh?
That's in your beard still longer.
Yeah. So that.
That's not to go with the beard. The hot sauce with the beard.
So at night when you go to sleep and you say the bracha of Hamapil, right? So what do you say in the bracha of Hamapil? You say, V'hi rotzim u'fanecho Shem Elokai v'Elokai v'Yisrael shetashkevenu l'shalom v'taridenu l'chaim tovim v'shalom v'al yivaluni rayonai v'chalamot ra'im v'holim ra'im. Right? Please don't let me get confused by bad dreams or sinful fancies and so on. Right? So that's the Indian. In other words, if you want to have, you have to daven before going to sleep that you should have pure thoughts, so that your dimyon, so that your imagination will work effectively, will be a proper vessel for your dreams. Now, Mikot, let's go a little bit deeper. At night, what's happening at night is that a new day is coming down to the world. Yodim la'olam orot atzomim. Very powerful lights are coming down to the world. B'shat hashena, at the time of sleep, ani mekabel ma'at me'or ha'atid sheli. While I'm sleeping, I'm getting a little bit of the light of my future.
Who said this?
We're learning Reb Shlomo now. He's explaining Reb Nachman. מכאן שבעומק הדברים, כל מה שקורה לי יורד אליי תחילה במדרגה של חלום. From this we understand that everything that basically is coming my way, on a deep level, it starts out, first of all, as a dream. Va'az mutal alai, right? What is he saying? He's saying, where's the dream coming from? The dream is coming from these, from the lights of the future that are coming down to the world. Okay. Now you could be dreaming not about the future. You can be dreaming about something that happened today. That's usually what happens. That's usually when you dream, it's some kind of a dream that's a manifestation of what you were doing during the day. Like if you did something, right? That's the way it usually goes, right? But now Ramnachman is talking about, we're talking about people who have exclusively holy thoughts, and that their dimyon, that their power of imagination is very potent in a very positive way. Okay, and because their power of imagination is so powerful, right? So they have the vessel with which to pick up on the lights of the future that are being revealed at night. Okay.
So
wait a minute. Let's read a little bit more, Michal. Okay, forgive me. Just so he says like this. So he says that in the depths of everything, kol mashikoreli, everything that's happening to me comes down first as a dream. V'az mutal alai lahagshim oto ba'olam. And then I need to manifest that dream and make it reality. Ma shenoten li et hakoach lichyot yom nosav. What gives me the strength to live another day? Hu hachalom shechalamti b'leil etmol. Is the dream that I dreamt last night. Okay, now let's just make a word of caution over here, and that is that if you're not getting what Reb Shlomo is saying, it's okay. It's because this is not the kind of stuff that you're normally familiar with in learning. This is not right. This is not what the like our education systems that we've been to don't deal with these kinds of things too much. Okay, they shy away from it. The teachers that you had probably didn't know anything about it either, and so it's okay that you're not getting it all now. I'm not getting it all either, but just understand that this is very important material that you really got to think about and try to understand it. I hope that you'll take the time to do that. So he's saying that before he said that what's the difference between the dreams of holy people and not holy people is that the dreams and the stories of the non-holy people, they just make you go to sleep even more. They don't wake you up, they just put you to sleep. You go into a deeper sleep. It's already, speak to somebody like that and say, so what did you dream about last night? I dreamt, it doesn't matter what, okay, so I went and I dreamt and I went shopping and I bought a yacht. Okay, now what are you dreaming about in 10 years from now? I'm lying on the yacht and frying in the sun. I don't know, it's not going anywhere. Nothing's happening with this person, right? He's just going from one couch to another couch, from one sleep to another sleep, But the dream of a holy person is a dream that wakes you up. It says, "Wow, what a beautiful world it could be today. I'm getting up. I'm doing something to make it really special. I'm getting to work. I want to make it. I want this place to be beautiful." Okay.
A non-holy person dreams about cows and sheaves of grain. A holy person dreams about the stars and the moon.
Well, Yosef dreamt about sheaves of grain too. His first dream.
You do not have something good out of it.
Okay, first dream. The second dream.
Okay.
But Paro.
Yeah.
Paro was the opposite.
No, it was. Yeah. That's correct. But Yosef saw the real holy stuff of that dream, and he was able to feed the whole world as a result. Okay? So he says,
as right as I am, I'm still.
Right, it's your dream that it's your dream of how much better things could be that gives you the energy to live another day and manifest it, right? And how do you get such a dream? Right? How do you get to dream of the energy that's coming down into the world, the new energy? If my imagination is clean as it should be, if I believe that Hashem is one and my imagination is clear, so then the next morning at Orei Malei Chiyut, I'm going to wake up with full of energy. And in my imagination there will be a story that can wake up the whole world.
That's so simple.
Es gekommen durch pushense Sachen. Right?
I think it's very simple, actually.
Yeah.
Just organizing it.
Doing it.
Organizing. Yeah. Right. Figuring out what to do.
So החלום שלי יכול להשיב את העולם כולו לחיים. My dream can bring the whole world back to life. כך קרה אצל יוסף הצדיק. That's what happened by Yosef. הוא חלם שהוא עתיד למלוך ולפרנס את כל העולם. He dreamt that he was going to be the provider for the whole world. That he was going to rule over the whole world and he was going to provide for the whole world. He was able to even raise up Paro's dream. Right? Because like I told you before, Paro also had dream interpreters, but he didn't like their interpretations. Because their interpretations were death interpretations. Yosef turned it around into life and saving the world. And by means of the dream, Yosef brought life energy to the whole world. Because when he became the viceroy, he actually fed the whole world. Yosef Atzadik was on the level of the holiest imagination. I don't know if you
I don't like that word viceroy.
Don't like it?
No.
Like vice president, you like better?
A viceroy is like in a competition.
No. It's the second to the king, yeah.
The ruler, right? But he wasn't.
Anyway, so I read a story in those Chabad things they hand out for Shabbos, like those sheets. So last week's is a story that this Rabbi Holzer, I think is his name, or Holtzman. He's a shaliach in a town there in the Ukraine. And it's a story that happened started 6 years ago. Holtzman, yeah. And hast du es gelernt? No. Anyway, so he was told you have to hire a security guard, you gotta have a security guard. Anyway, so he finally found somebody. And it turns out that this guy was like a very sharp-minded person. And he was, more than he was guarding the place and the Chabad house and the family, he was constantly engaging the rabbi with questions and more questions and more questions. And he decided, and very intelligent, and it's very challenging, and he finally decided what the Goyim are believing is a bunch of nonsense, and that Yiddishkeit is the real thing, And even before he was Megayer, already started wearing a yarmulke in the street, and he'd stop people in the street and get into conversations and arguments with them to show them that what they were following is nonsense, and that they should wake up and become real. So besides that, he also had a part-time job, like hanging up publicity posters, So the story actually started like this. It was the third night of Channukah, and So here, I didn't start there, so I'll continue from here. So this guy, he's hanging up posters in Square.
How long ago was it?
6 years.
In Spain, Ukraine.
In Ukraine, yeah. And the priest is walking by. So he stops the priest. And this guy loved to argue, and he loved to win an argument. Stops the priest, and he starts telling him his whole argument against Christianity and what are you doing? This, And the priest is like he doesn't really have any good answers, And the priest says to him, I'm actually a Jew. And he says, my mother was Jewish. When the Square Rebbe visited Ukraine a few years ago, like all these people came out of the woodwork, Jews that were sort of like in hiding. You were there with him?
I was there once.
With him, yeah.
It was a few times.
Anyway, so the third night of Channukah, the Chabad Shliach went to Square with him and I, knocks on the door, and like he's in shock to see the rabbi, right? And he says, I came so that we could light the Channukah candles. And he had a whole bunch of people there. He was giving a lecture or whatever it was, Anyway, he invited him in. He said, please sit down, wait a little bit. And then he got up and he lit the menorah. And I don't know where, the Galach.
Yeah.
And he told the people that he's actually Jewish. And he started getting, and Mamash, he started learning. He became the top student of the Shliach, like learning every word that he can get, that he could grab, and became a Yid again. I mean, he had a bris. He hadn't had a bris, So it was probably one of those guys that that was saved during the war by who knows, right? Anyway, so you have to have a very strong imagination that one day you're going to send thousands of Hasidim across the world. And they're going to open up Chabad houses, and they're going to reach out to millions of Jews. You have to have very strong imagination.
It's not only this.
Of course, but if you have a holy imagination, you're doing something. You got this dream. You understand? Another teaching that we've learned, and that we'll probably be learning again, I'm sure more than once, is that Reb Shlomo very often speaks about this, that every one of us, when we were children, we had a very powerful dream that my living in this world is very meaningful. I've got something very important to do, right? But then somebody went ahead and decided to kill your dream, But that's a terrible thing, right? And they do this by the Hasidim, and they do this by the Litvaks, and they do this everywhere. Who do you think you are? You're Gurnisht, you're nothing. You're never going to be anybody. That's what I need you to. That's what a friend is. Friend is somebody that believes in you. My friend is somebody that a friend is also someone who will confront you when necessary, and that's very important too. But to knock somebody down and to tell them like, who do you think you are that you have such thoughts and so on. You heard that one before? There was a Rebbe that was visiting Montreal, some Rebbe, and in Square in Montreal, and Shabbos was over. I wasn't quite finished yet. Anyway, they had this big kiddush there, and he's sitting there with, he has a couple of gaboim, and he's sitting there with this great guy and they're talking. So I went over to, I want to hear what they're talking about and so on. And he says, like what is he butting in? What's he, who does he think he is?
He didn't say it. He's very good. He didn't say it.
Rabbi Yochanan? No, not Rabbi Yochanan.
No.
That is what we said. Anyway, I'll tell you a cute story, but I'll shut the computer off first.